Canadian, right? Canadian, right?
Yes.
Funniest, besides you, funniest comedian to come out of Canada.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm.
Correct
that's-
answer.
We were talking
Thank
about
you.
that
Correct
before the show.
answer.
Thank you. Yeah,
Love Norm.
Oh, he's so good. Me doing stand-up, if you haven't heard a good comedy album lately, get me doing stand-up. That's not me, but that's the name of his
Yeah,
comedy
that's
album.
is that the one where he's in the blue shirt and the leather jacket? Is that?
I don't-
I've seen the one on.
It's
I've
one
seen
of
the special.
It's one of his more recent ones, and oh man, when he talks about like Tiger Woods and OJ and
Is that the same one? Alcoholism is the best disease.
yeah,
Is that the same
that's the
one?
one. Yeah, if you're gonna have a disease, because you get drunk.
You should just do Norm's bits.
I should.
Just sit here and do Norm's bits here for a half
You're both
hour.
from Canada. It's the law. You can steal it. It's fine.
I think over the border you can do whatever you want.
Have you met Norm Macdonald before? Being in the
I got to work with Norm, and I guess I mean I hope he doesn't mind if I tell him because this is a very endearing.
Last Comic Standing.
No, I did.
Right?
I did
That
the
was
season
less-
before.
Okay.
But I got to work with him 1 week, and we.
What did you do?
Oh man, I watched every single set he did, and it was so cool. And we actually got. You know what? I already got into the story, so I got to tell. But
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, that's fine.
He wanted to get high.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I don't really get high before shows, but afterwards, cool. And
Sure.
he's like, no, now.
Well, when Norm Macdonald says now,
Right.
You say yes.
Correct.
And he goes and hands me the joint, and I was like, okay. And then he hands it back for a second hit, and I was like, no thanks. And he goes, what's your problem? And I go, well, I'm just worried I'm going to repeat a joke, and I still have to go up and bring you up because the opener was on,
right?
And I was hosting. So I still have to go up there and bring you up, and I just don't. I already did some jokes earlier, and I just don't want to tell the same joke again. And he goes, "That's insane. You're an idiot. Smoke this." and so I smoked it, and then we go inside, and I'm so high. I go, "I'm just gonna bring you up. I'm not gonna do any time. I'm just gonna bring you up." And he's like, "No, do a couple minutes." And I go, "No, but please, just let me just bring you up." And he goes, "No, do 5 minutes." This guy's doing really well. Give me, take a little, do a little time in between.
You need a little buffer between comments.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, okay. So I went up there and I was so high, I was like, I don't even remember what I said in the first half of my set. So I'm just going to tell jokes that I haven't told in years. and when I told a joke,
so you told the audience, you let the audience in on the fact that you had been.
No, the audience didn't know.
They didn't
so
know.
I would just tell.
Okay. Oh, so you just said that to yourself. I'm just going to do jokes I haven't done in 5 years.
Yes, and I walked on stage and I would tell a joke, and then I would watch the audience, and if they laughed, I would relax and go, okay, that one down. And I did that the whole set. It was horrible. I was so stressed out, and then I just said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Norm Macdonald," and I look over to my right, and there he is walking the opposite way, and the feature turned him around and pointed him to the stage.
Over here, Norm.
That's how high we got by accident.
By accident, like you tripped on a joint. But I mean,
I love the peer pressure from Norm, though. That's awesome. It's like a high school, middle school, all over again.
And he's my hero, so
Yeah.
I just, for me, I was a little worried about him. But then he walked on stage and he opened it up with this great bit, and he was crushing.
Right.
He was destroying, and then he got the light, and then he started to wrap it up, and he started to tell the joke he opened with, and I started to freak out. Like I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And the audience thought it was a joke. They thought he was being Norm.
I'm sure.
But when he delivered the punchline, and it was the same punchline, they realized he had just forgotten his joke, and they didn't laugh. They felt a little betrayed, and he walked off stage in complete confusion. And
That bit usually kills.
and then the feature goes, "You told the same joke twice, you idiot." And he goes, "No." And then he looks at me and he goes, "This is your fault." And I never got to work with them again. That was the last time I worked with Norm.
But you know what? With Norm Macdonald, though, that's Norm. He's so irreverent that
You'd almost expect it.
He can do that.
Yeah.
And that's a bit in itself. I mean, look at the cauliflower joke he did on the roast with Bob Saget.
Yeah.
That bit, he purposely went up there on that roast and bombed on purpose.
Yeah.
And it was genius.
Yeah.
I saw your show 3 times over the last 2 days. The third time, last night, I was watching you, and in my mind, I was going, did he say that already this show, or was that the show before? And so does it ever get muddled in your mind?
Well, it gets muddled that I change the order all the time.
Yeah, you do
and then
that. But
sometimes
then
I think of stuff as I'm talking too, and so then it becomes something else all the time. But do you mean, do I think that, did I say this during the set itself?
yeah.
Yes, I've thought that before. But I've thought that when I used to think that when I did 2 or 3 shows in a row and
On the same night.
on the same night, yeah, and I had my set list like, because I mix myself up all over the place, I definitely go, oh my gosh, did I say that? Or did I, because something occurs to me and then it reoccurs and then I go back to the first point and then, yeah, sometimes I get confused as to, that's a scary feeling.
Have you ever repeated yourself?
I think I've repeated myself because sometimes you can hear like a sort of a chitter, you know,
A murmur?
a murmur that
Goes through
sounds
the crowd.
different than
Yeah.
a laughter. And then what I do is I try to just repeat everything as if I intended to. That's my default position.
Genius.